Welcome, I'm Cliff Pryor. I'm your new CEO of the Global Steering Group for Impact Investment, and I'm so happy to be with you all in this virtual summit and to introduce the purpose and plan of the event. We have over 250 speakers from over 60 countries, an amazing lineup of outstanding speakers from across the world. All of you here for impact, so much energy and positivity in the room. Thank you for being here and for all your fabulous work. And thank you and welcome everyone, all of us together for the better world that we seek. That world where poverty, hunger, inequality, homelessness, indignity, climate crisis, a world where all of these will be solved, where every one of the 17 SDGs will be fulfilled, for a world where impact is considered in every decision in business, in government, as consumers, producers and citizens. A world where impact is on the move with more recognition, more action, more progress. Look how far we've travelled. The impact movement has doubled in the last 3 years. In our Chicago summit 3 years ago, we set some milestones for a 2020 tipping point, including 30 countries, with global steering group, national advisory boards and $500 billion of impact invested. Now we have 32 countries. We have $710 billion of investing last year, according to the Global Impact Investors Network. In India alone, impact investment has helped 200 million people. Back in Chicago, you could pretty much name every asset manager that was creating an impact fund, and now there are just too many to list. We have new tools, we have new systems to make impact measurable and manageable. The corporate sector is convening for impact. Leading global policy agencies are deep into developing the structures for an impact future. Impact is on the lips of financiers, of governments, of businesses. It's in the news, it's discussed, it's diverse, it's becoming self-generative, and as a movement, we're coming together, we're more powerful. We're starting to make that better world that we all want to see. And we're heading for a world where impact is the new normal. Now, of course, there are barriers and holdbacks, regulatory systems from another era. There are still countries where impact gets a kind of what's that response. There are struggles for resources to get things moving, to build the vital intermediaries, to bring together a well-rounded ecosystem, the risks on impact integrity, what goes on in the less visible markets. We were working on all of these challenges. We were getting traction on these challenges, and then came COVID. And now we are in exceptionally challenging times. COVID itself, it's characteristic of suddenly roaring back and biting us again. It's unparalleled economic damage, loss of jobs, a quarter, even a third of social sector expected to be lost in the USA. African countries are telling us funds are just not arriving. And then there's that bright light that COVID shines on pre-existing inequalities and injustices, on ethnicity, on gender, on religion, on poverty, the wars. So we know it's going to be tough. Populism, nationalism, the tensions between health and economies, geopolitical tensions, even though we know that no country is safe from COVID unless every country is safe from COVID. And then there's the desperation for basics, jobs at any price of any kind, just getting food on the table for so many people. These are tough times, and particularly in the global south, times that demand every ounce of inspiration and perspiration that we can offer to help the people who need it most and to boost the people who can deliver the solutions. And yet even now, even in these worst of times, there is an opportunity for a better world. We know from history that after a major crisis comes a window of opportunity for change. And this is our challenge, and we're ready to take it. We will rise to this challenge. The movement for impact will seize the opportunity. We have the tools for it. The brilliant work of the IMP on impact measurement and management, more countries with wholesale funds, now 5 countries operating, 3 more expected soon. The communication tools that like Make My Money Matter, the detailed forensic work on regulation and fiduciary duties to open up pensions for purpose, the tools to help social entrepreneurs and tech for good to flourish and reach scale. Across so many countries, we have impact leaders on the ground understanding the realities of the problems and the opportunities for better. I joined the GSG in June this year as its CEO, and thank you for having me. After 4.5 years with Big Society Capital, which is the UK's impact wholesaler, and 9 years before that with Unlimited supporting the social entrepreneurs in the UK. 12 years in health and mental health, 12 years in social housing and homelessness. My drive for impact comes from over 40 years working to improve the lives of people facing challenges and vulnerability, but perhaps more importantly, to help people develop their own confidence and capability, to build their own enterprise, to build their own routes to a better future. So our job is to make systemic change and the tactical actions that build a better system, changes which allow social, economic and environmental justice for all, changes which include the views and experiences of the people who seek this justice. Our job is impact, and impact is about investors, enterprises, governments, regulators. It's about intentional impact actions and also about the consideration of impact in every decision. But impact is also human. Impact is the opportunity for everyone to develop their full potential. And now at the GSG, I'm halfway around the world of national advisory boards. For those of you who are new to the GSG, national advisory boards are coalitions working to build impact ecosystems in their countries. So far, I've met with 16 countries in 16 weeks, and it's much easier to do that in virtual. And what I've heard universally is simply outstanding energy, insight and determination. And I'm going to give you some examples, a few examples. France working with government towards a centre for expertise on impact bonds and a national centre for impact investing. Sweden is issuing a new type of bond where all interest and repayment is directly linked to the reduction of diabetes. In India, they're boosting the top 30 or 40 impact companies to get national recognition. In Japan, working with regulators to enable dormant funds to be impact invested. Australia taking the opportunity to bring the Make My Money Matter initiative into Australia and expecting major developments from a government-commissioned impact investing task force. Zambia, National Advisory Board members have lobbied for the inclusion of impact enterprises into the government stimulus package. In South Africa, working with pension funds, working towards a wholesale impact fund, launching a green outcomes fund to support the country's transition. In Brazil, with a Latin American network of officials for impact investment, and convening 98 academics across 53 universities for impact. Mexico, boosting the ecosystem, and then faced with disinterest from central government, they didn't stop. They went straight to state-level governments. Argentina, leading a network of social impact bond practitioners and launched a network to support youth education and employment. And North America, the USA, on the setup of the Tipping Point Fund, supporting market builders for impact and working with the opportunity zones to support America's most distressed economies. So many more, so many leaders for impact. It's an unstoppable moment. In fact, even in this COVID crisis and lockdowns, we can now add another country to the movement. So congratulations to everyone involved from the Netherlands, the 33rd country in the GSG movement. Welcome to the Dutch National Advisory Board. And there are 2 more countries that have also entered the process. So that's really why I love the GSG, and I have done since way back in 2012. It has its roots firmly grounded in reality in its 33 countries, roots with investors, intermediaries, enterprises, governments, and it also has outstanding entrepreneurial energy. brave enough to take big, bold decisions, not all of which will succeed. That's in the nature of being entrepreneurial, but always ready to see that second bounce of the ball, that key that will unlock barriers to open up the impact economy for that better world that we all see. And that entrepreneurial energy is here too. As an impact movement, we innovate new forms of investing, new forms of enterprise, and we agitate to make those innovations adopted and scaled up, and we orchestrate, bringing people together, bringing organizations together for the better future. And already we see more sharing, more collaborating, unifying across the NABs, the National Advisory Boards, in R3 in the USA, in Unitas in Europe, in the World Economic Forum's Great Reset, in Imperative 21. And I'm honoured that the GSG is seen as a specially trusted place, a place where in the last few months all the major global and regional market builder leaders of the impact movement have joined together to work on what we can achieve together that we cannot achieve individually, to make that better future, to make it happen. We are here to improve lives on our planet, the people it's for, the planet we wish our children to live in, the people who want to support our work, the people who can join this summit for the first time because it's virtual. As a movement, all of us working for that better world, a just and impact-led recovery that benefits all people and preserves our planet. It's our call to action, and over these 3 days we will rise to the challenges together. At this summit we will seize the opportunities, we'll work on the goals which are influential, actionable, vital for people and planet. We'll hear both concrete projects and radical futures. We'll hear from the front line and the lived experience to the most powerful, the most diverse summit we've ever had. We will get that grounded reality and inspirational work on big, bold breakthroughs. We'll share our know-how, our actions and our energy, and we'll go beyond the summit to prepare ourselves to beyond COVID. We'll walk together through these troubled times to a just and impact-led future. We'll unify, set our goals, achieve them, build an ever louder global voice. We know it will be tough. We know it will demand our dedication and our brilliance. We will rise to the challenge. It's what we were built for. This is what our summit is for. Thank you all, and enjoy this summit. So now it's my task to show you how to move between sessions on this system. Each session takes place in a different virtual room, which will open at the scheduled time. Take a look and see your agenda/join sessions button. It's next to the reception tab, and it's in the yellow ring on this slide here. Find your chosen session. They're all in time order by day. And at the time when the room opens, just click on the related Join Session button. Choose Proceed to App, as prompted by Zoom, when you're joining a breakout session or a workshop for the best viewing experience. And then to leave a session, just press the Leave button and then return to the virtual platform. Now, it's my very great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, our founder and chair, the godfather of the impact movement, Sir Ronald Cohen, discussing how we can build that just and impact-led recovery for all people and our planet. Thank you, and I'll see you there shortly.